call on the Director of National Orientation Agency, Lagos State, the man who is commonly called as the #1 mobilizer and communicator in the state. He is the person of Mr. Ishola WAEC to give an opening remark.
The Executive Chairman, #1 local government in Lagos State, the capital of the state, Ikeja local government, a very, very good man. The chairman of the occasion today, the Honorable Commissioner for Education, Lagos State, who is ably represented here today. Our guest speakers, dancehall, the proprietors of dancehall, whom I have to use somebody to get to be here today, because we want somebody who is very, very passionate about the issue of bringing our children a right to come and speak to us here today. Madam, you're welcome. The representative of the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, my brother, Mr. Banji Lawal, SPP, the Commandant of the Police Training School, you're welcome, sir. Our friend from JAMB, let me say this, they were the first set of people to be here because they are 8 o'clock. We will let you understand because they are stakeholders. You will hear from them today. The Deputy Commandant, Civil Defense Corps, representing the Commandant, State Commandant. I most respectfully want to welcome the National Missioner of Asaudi Society of Nigeria, Sheikh Abdulrahman Hamad Johannes. In fact, he has made my day today. My national headquarters wanted to call him for a program some time ago. I think the program was supposed to be held in NECO State, but he was away in Macadam. So I am lucky today that I've been able to move in to Ikeja local government. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Our students, who of course are concerned, I welcome all of you here today. Of course, our guidance and counselors who are leading the retinue of schools here, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press. I'm highly delighted and honored to be in the midst of this distinguished audience to give an opening remark at this forum, tagged Stakeholders Interactive Forum on Raising Integrity Standards in the Conduct of Examination in Nigeria's educational system. I want to appreciate all our guests for creating time to attend this program, despite the time schedule. Of course, I know we all have very, very tight schedule. It goes to show that you are not only aware of the pitiable standards of the country's educational system, but you also desire to witness transformation of the sector. Respected audience, our primary aim of this gathering is to provide a platform for us to brainstorm on how best we can raise the integrity and standards of our educational system by eradicating examination malpractices in schools and to help our children imbibe the virtue of hard work and serious studies in schools. The issue of education is what I strongly feel should be in the forefront of our national discourse due to its pivotal role in nation and national building and national development, coupled with the fact that the educational sector has witnessed a downward trend unappreciative to to well-meaning Nigerians. Thus, education malpractice is the bane of our educational system. Indeed, it is a kangaroo that has eaten so deep into the fabric of our educational system. This misnomer has made most of our children in school not to give serious attention to their studies. Instead, they engage in various antisocial activities. Little wonder why many of our so-called graduates are not living up to expectations in their workplaces. Some of them cannot write a complete, correct sentence. Yet, when you look at their degrees, they come out with 2-1 first class. It is this disturbing trend that our educational system has brought the National Accreditation Agency under the leadership of Amiable Director General, Mr. Michael Berry, into action by embarking on the present campaign slogan that says, "Do the right thing, transform Nigeria, raising integrity standards in school." The agency believes that something fast and drastic needs to be done to start orientating Nigerians about what ought to be done about our educational sector. Otherwise, in no distant time, the system might collapse, thus putting our polity in a serious mess, as education is the bedrock of our national development. Therefore, today's program stakeholders in the educational sector, such as teachers, parents, students, religious institutions, etc., to work collectively at transforming the system so that the ugly scourge of examination malpractices in our schools will be put behind us, and our children will start to believe in themselves by studying hard to pass their examination rather than cheat. Of course, to the parents, because the parents are most guilty. They are the people that will be looking for special centers, for JAMB, for WAEC, for NECO. They are the people that will be buying exam papers for their wards. We need to talk to ourselves. When the virtue of hard work is captured in our children's psyche, they will be able to compete favorably with their contemporaries in other classes. It is not sad to mention that many parents in Nigeria are beginning to lose confidence in our educational system by sending their children to other countries instead of joining hands with meaningful Nigeria to salvage our situation. Most of our parents now are sending their children to just Ghana, even in the Republic. Respected audience, in order to give meaning and effect to this stakeholders interactive forum, the agency has produced exercise books bearing messages such as "Do the right thing, shun exam malpractices in school," and some flyers that will be distributed here today. Besides, we have carefully chosen our facilitators from relevant bodies so that the impact of this forum can be achieved, and we hope that the forum will be as interactive as possible. In addition, I would like to assure you that immediately after today's forum, our field operatives in the 20 local governments and 37 local council development areas of Lagos State will swing into action to facilitate and ensure that this program is effectively implemented in schools in their various domains. And right here today, I have been talking with the representative of JAMB on how best we can take this program down to the various schools in all the local governments of the state. By doing so, we shall begin to change the orientation and the psyche of our children that hard work is essential for success in life, and the stakeholders will equally come to realize the need to brace up in transforming the educational sector as agents of change and socialization. Distinguished audience, let me welcome you once again to this all-important forum and wish all of us a fruitful deliberation as we move into the business of the day. And let me say this. We have carefully selected some 2 or 3 people here today that will give good messages. Our respected chain, we give a good message here because we want to send them to their parents. I know we are expecting the current chairman of the state. We're expecting them here so that every Sunday, when we know that our Christian brothers will go to church, they will tell them that they should ensure that their children disease from exam malpractices. And every Friday, which is like a Sunday for the Muslim adherents, we know that most of us Muslims, we feel that the daily 5 prayers is arduous, and some of us don't really observe. But you will always see us on Fridays running to go and for the Jimo service. We want to ensure that they also carry the message along. And that is why I am particularly happy today that I have caught a big fish that will talk to our distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I wish all of us will go to the celebration. Thank you for listening to me.
But we're forgetting today. We're forgetting that without making leaders today, if tomorrow comes, it may not be meaningful. It may not be realistic. It may not be productive. One more time, I pay my respect to you. I am worried, very, very much worried, that we lay too much emphasis on building physical structures and less emphasis on building those who will eventually inherit and use the structures. It is cheaper, much more cost-effective to build human beings. That is when the structures and the infrastructures that we subsequently build will last. I had a very good fortune of attending public schools all through my educational life. And public schools then were the best schools you can get. That's where you could get the best teachers. Teachers who were focused, who were motivated, who were respected by the society. I had a good fortune of having education when teachers used to command much more respect and obedience even than our parents. When our parents were strict and exhibited discipline and integrity, I crave the indulgence of the chairman to tell this very short story as part of my goodwill message. To them it was double promotion. To him it was a gift. He said, please, let him go through the classes. It is not only a way that he will learn, he will also learn life. The generation of parents then had integrity, they had focus. I think the generation of parents now have a sense of work values, compromised integrity, and a sense of class that you do not really have. We will continue to have challenges in the educational sector for so long as we have challenges at home. And what are the challenges we have at home? For so long, parents are not at home in their homes. For so long, parents want their children to graduate in the university before the age of 14, if it is possible. For so long, and it remains the concern of parents for their lazy children to pass examinations without working hard. We will continue to have challenges in the educational sector for so long as educational infrastructure continue to decay. We will have challenges in the educational sector for so long as teachers are ill-motivated. We will continue to have challenges in the educational sector for so long as examination remains the only test of real intelligence. We will continue to have challenges in education for so long as the ability to speak English remains the evidence of good education. For so long as emphasis is not laid on what we could do with our minds and what we could do with our hands. For so long as we continue to discriminate between those who go to the university and those who go to the polytechnic. Those who can use their head and those who can use their head and their hand. We will continue to have challenges. For so long as government remains the largest employer of labor, we will continue to have challenges. For so long as we allow unmitigated growth of mushrooming, for that matter, of educational institutions without thinking of what graduates of those institutions will do with their degree, we will continue to have challenges. We will continue to have capital and brain flight for so long as we continue to disbelieve in this country to excel. I wish you luck in the venture that you have taken, that is to increase integrity and to ensure that Nigeria goes back again to the days when our education was valued around the world, when the certificates obtained from the University of Ibadan can secure you direct admission into Oxford, into Yale, into anywhere, Harvard for that matter, and they will welcome you as somebody who is a thoroughbred. That is the only time think that we will have arrived. I want to say that the National Orientation Agency has done very well and is still doing very well. Not because Director General was my classmate, and I'm proud of that.
Thank you very much for that sounding applause, because it deserves even 2 percent, isn't it? Thank you very much. I appreciate you, sir, for that goodwill message.
Hello, my name is Pamela Umebwani. I run a fitness center, and at the moment, you are watching
WinTV.
You're watching WinTV.
You're watching WinTV, the right place, the right time to watch
On WinTV.
Welcome.
I have no doubt in my mind that this forum will indeed have a positive impact in eradicating examination malpractice in Nigerian education system. And this can only be achieved through our collective responsibilities that involve the stakeholders, the examination body, parents, teachers, students, and even the general public. In NECO, and in recent times, we have adopted strict measures to fight this menace by introducing candidates registration through biometrics, that's the use of e-registration. We equally use officers of Nigerian security and civil defense corps in monitoring the exams. We also use customized answer booklets. We have daily distributions of our question papers. We use our staff in our various hospital beds to keep these questions. And we also use the tertiary institution staff and other stakeholders to monitor exams. All these ones we will fight examination malpractice. And for our students, we can only fight this malpractice successfully from your end. My advice to our students is that we should prepare adequately. By the time we prepare and have a very good study habit, we have already succeeded one step in fighting exam malpractice. So students, prepare yourself before examination. By doing that, we are fighting this menace. To this end, National Examination Council wishes to approve the regulation. Thank you for listening.
While the representative of NECO was speaking, we have in our midst the chairman of the government, Honorable Babatunde Lupala. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
I want to say and opine that our parents and the teachers and the children, we have a lot to do. And what I just want to say here is that we should not leave behind these three domains in our academic citadel in the nation. One, the cognitive, the affective, and the psychomotor domains of education. When we really adhere to this and follow it tenaciously, I believe the children will do well, and the nation will move forward, and the teachers and the parents will have rest of mind. Time will not permit me to expatiate on this.
Those on the high table, and also apologize for my late arrival. I want to also stand on the existing protocol to save time. Let me immediately say that the malpractice education is a very worrisome development in this country. I have been a board member at the Lagos State Universal Basic Education Board for 5.5 years. And during that period, I was in charge of what was initially the Inspectorate Department, which later became Monitoring and Evaluation Department. And during that period, I have witnessed a lot of malpractices. And those that I would call participants in this process are not surprising. The teachers, the invigilators, the parents, all have various roles to play in this very horrible area that we are here to discuss. I once attended a seminar and I met a man who had a master's in political science. And we were discussing about issues in international affairs. And I asked the gentleman, what do you really think about separation of powers in Nigeria? Is it really being properly practiced? What is your opinion? And the man said, nah, I don't do my exam. I don't collect my certificate. Nobody needs any kind of question. if we dig further, we will find out that such a gentleman really never read to pass his exams. Where do you place universities where lecturers are collecting money from people? They do their projects for them, and for a fixed amount, pass them. Court members, they coerce, they terrorize lecturers to pass them. The story goes on and on. And the government cannot fold its arms and watch this continue. If you get a degree from Nigeria and you go abroad and you want to do maybe your master's, the moment you get there, they say, which country have you come from? They say Nigeria. They say, oh, sorry, you have to do a qualifying exam. And the man that says he has a degree in political science, and they say, please, okay, define political science to us. What is the meaning of political science? And you cannot answer it. The root of all this is an examination malpractice. Education does not begin and end at school. The parents have a very major role to play. There is a reducing cycle, I will call it, in reading culture in Nigeria. Our parents are also inclusive. Nigerians don't read very much anymore. They want to look for the short way out, shortcuts. There's a dwindling reading culture. And it's very unfortunate. Let me very briefly say that as an educator, if this practice is not checked, it's going to destroy the quality of education in this country. But how can we eradicate it? Well, I will say very briefly that when I was in school in the 60s and 70s, it was not as rampant as it is today. You go to an examination hall and you see invigilators going from one desk to the other, teaching the pupils correct answers. Is that correct? Is it proper? I ask you, pupils, is that proper? But all of you know how to give them something at the end of it. And somebody gave you the money, probably from home. That has to be checked. We have to reorientate our parents, and teachers have to go for training and retraining. We can never get enough of it. Training and retraining. The standards that have been set by schools that have been given NCE, we have to look into it very rigorously. How NCE is given, we must look at it very well. Whether it's NCE or the other NECO, the other system, you all know what I'm talking about. Because when I was at the board, we did not recognize the parallel body of NCE. But however, there's a need to look at it very seriously with the view to making it more thorough for teachers to obtain teaching certificates.
Don't go and obtain certificates without knowledge. A lot of graduates today are out of university, they cannot know the director of a company. If you want to get scholarship, you must know somebody who knows somebody. There is nothing that is gotten of merit. But I know there was a country that I read in the 60s, in the 50s, that was working. When the white men were here, things were working. You can write to a governor, and the governor will reply you a letter. You write to the commissioner of police, they will reply you. Today, if you don't know the commissioner of police, who are you to go get nearer to the state command? Nobody will hear you. So how can we have a country that nothing is working? Unless you know somebody cannot get anything on merit. And then it's not the country we should build. We must build a country that works on merit, where things begin to work, where all our sectors begin to function. And you and I have a role to play in making Nigeria to function. And that's why we're saying that you must study very hard, work very hard, and pass on merit. And the country is waiting for you. And it's ready to make you one of the greatest men and women who have lived in this nation. And if you believe me, let us give ourselves a round of applause once again. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
I'm happy some of the people that really require this knowledge are here. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, I declare these deliberations open. Thank you.
A round of applause, please. When I heard him saying the name of the Father, the Holy Spirit, I thought he was giving.
Hi there! Give that event of yours a global reach on the world's largest TV via social media live streaming on YouTube.
We are talking about it being seen by your friends, family members, clients, and followers on a social media space live as it happens.
Make yourself available on any of these devices: the BlackBerry, Android, iPad, your PC.
This is a wake-up call for event planners, corporate organizations, political parties, and even individuals to take advantage of this opportunity to exhibit themselves, products, and services.
We know you want your indigents, home and abroad, to get the story as it's happening live on YouTube, and that is what Micropress Nigeria Limited is offering you.
Corporate organizations, institutions of learning, and even private individuals to take advantage of this great opportunity.
We're talking about your annual convocation, matriculation, your convention, political rallies, and what have you. Give it a global audience and make it available to your audience anytime, any day, anywhere,
live as it happens.
National anthem.
Micropress is the place of innovation and the place where you can make yourself heard on a global platform.
Micropress, the hub of social media, new media, and ICT solutions.
Yes, boss.
If you look at the 10-year-old today, add 10 years or add 20 years, they'll be the CEOs. And what we make of them now is what the nation would be. And I'm glad that NOA is taking this seriously because it's an issue that has been a bother to me. Under the auspices of Association of Christian Teachers and Schools, many years ago, we started on campaigns. And then we came up with a jingle. I will play it later, I will play it anyhow. And we did a few handouts. This is one of them. And we said, this has to stop. And it's been a bother for me. I retired from JAMB. But at the time that I retired, it wasn't like this. Things went this back. I don't know why it's gone down this way. But I want to thank God that this day has come. And I know this nation will be transformed. Before talking about malpractice eradication, what is examination? Incidentally, a lot of my paper is here. Seriously, so I'll just run through it. But where I need to lay emphasis, I will. Before talking about malpractice and its eradication, what is examination? An examination is as an assessment intended to measure or test the taker's knowledge, skill, or aptitude. It is a system of assessing that which will measure students' progress towards curriculum standards developed by educational administrators. An examination may be administered orally, on paper, or through a computer or practical exercise to evaluate the quality of knowledge acquired within a specific period by an individual within a group, and then gives a feedback to students on how they have performed. An examination could be internal, such as continual assessment or terminal or semester or annual exam. It could also be external, as the common entrance exam in primary school, the West African School examination, or the national exam conducted at the end of the SSP. Within the school, college, or university, one has to move from one class to another to show competence or proficiency in all that has been taught. Exam seems to be the only way by which proficiency can be assessed. And there are different kinds of examination with different methods of assessment. We will not go into details of this here in this presentation, but I want to make it clear that examinations are meant to test knowledge acquired of a subject taught, and the report sheet of or a certificate is a record or an evidence of this. So when someone has not got a knowledge and is got a certificate, he has not learned. Students, listen to me. When someone says, I'm going to dictate to you, I'm going to give you a certificate, and you have not learned, they are destroying you. That means you have not acquired knowledge. And don't mind that their own children have learned. Those proprietors, those principals, those teachers who are saying don't learn, get scores, or they dictate it to you, they are destroying your life. You've got destiny. They are destroying your destinies. And these are things that are in the jingles that we need to tell people. These things are destroying your future. You've got a great future. You heard what the Sheikh said. You've got a great future. And if anybody comes to you to say, don't worry, I'll show you that it's struggle. My point to you students is, don't allow them anymore. People always say that the major reason there is examination malpractice is the emphasis on the acquisition of certificates rather than acquisition of knowledge. True, but my concern is, how else does a class or an institution assess the knowledge that has been acquired if there is no test? We need to find out how else should it be done. The major reason to my mind why people are doing it is the financial gain. This thing started over about 20 years ago in this nation. The reason they are doing it is selling the lives and destinies of children to get money. And they do it also because they see it done all over the place. People are cheating in acquiring money, and teachers are saying, this is the only thing we do, so it's our own resource control. Sad. These are things that make me cry. Examination malpractice. What then is examination malpractice? I will mention a few. They are listed in this, and I want to thank NOA for doing this. Students, and a lot of people don't understand. Law enforcement agents, you don't understand the extent. Pastors don't know. Imams don't know. It's serious. Students go into examination halls with textbooks to copy from. Yeah, WAEC officials, I don't know if they are here, but if they are going to be honest, and I can be quoted now, I tell my students not to do GCE November, because those are exams where they take textbooks into. Students go into examination hall with prepared answers when they have already seen questions, both or seen through various means. But unfortunately, sometimes they don't see. So people, because we are gullible, they serve to within questions. And then sometimes also the questions are leaked from those who run those exam modules. I used to sit in for days locked up in printing presses to print questions. We used to print abroad. After a while, we were told we couldn't print abroad. While we printed abroad, it never leaked. The moment we came back here, it started to leak. That's the Nigerian system. That was when I was in JAMB. Students employed other individuals to sit for exams on their behalf, impersonation. Then take photographs, do all kinds of things. Students giraffe. I was watching something that JAMB was showing earlier on. Different names, chiefs. They call them all kinds of names. They call them Expo, Odu, Crockett, Egun, Giraffe, but chiefs, hot cake. They call all kinds of things. And I want to believe that with this thing, this computerized exam, we will know who is the candidate for university or not. JAMB will not have problems anymore, hopefully. Students gain admission into institutions with 4 letters of admission or 4 certificates which they have paid for. I was in my office in Dansor many years ago, years after I retired, and someone had been in APU for 3 years, was expelled. They saw my signature and they brought the letter. They said they were looking for who need this woman, Mrs. Ikeja. They brought it to me. They said, I signed it. I looked at it and I laughed. Even if I was sleeping, I wouldn't sign. Because that letter, sir, was on an internally generated test administration paper. Not the computerized JAMB letter of admission. So I looked at it and I laughed. I said, even if I was sleeping, I wouldn't have signed it. My signature was forged. It's easy to forge. Others have forged or manipulated scores. Those who manipulate those scores are staff of those establishments. WAEC, JAMB, NECO. Organizing group cheating and employing someone to dictate answers in the exam hall. And the invigilators are paid not to bother. Small notes and all of those things. Violence. They go into the exam halls with knives. I remember going to Port Harcourt and Hawaii, go get policemen because there will be guns. Stakeholders. We also talked about stakeholders. The number one stakeholder is the child, is the student, is the pupil who is not taught. Listen, a lot of children in schools are not taught. They are not taught. Public, private schools. They are not taught. And they are told they don't need to study. They will be helped in quotes. They are not helping you, they are destroying you. I keep saying this. Children who do not attend classes because they are sure of exposure. They do not study for the same reason. They form gangs to perpetrate evil, and they are ready with guns and knives to destroy anything that stands on their way. They could kill teachers. And I said again, teachers who tell you not to cheat are the ones who love you. They are all out to write questions. Their parents, it's been said, who go to any length to buy papers or bribe examination supervisors and invigilators. They buy scores, they buy grades, they buy certificates. I hear they now buy NYSC certificates. I mean, all these things are forged. Yes. Like the chairman said earlier, you find a graduate who cannot write. You have also teachers and lecturers who collect money to allow students cheat, raise scores for them, falsify scores, expose questions to students for the exam, either in school or public exam, collect money during public exam, teachers sit for exam for their students, serve question papers, sleep with female students, receive gifts from them, get paid to write projects in colleges, polytechnics, and universities. Now, there are the special centers. Have you heard of them? Special centers. And I tell you, exam bodies I thought I was preaching. Don't worry. You can hear me say, praise the Lord, amen. Because I'm a preacher. Listen. And it's not a prayer, it's not that. It's not a curse. It's not a prayer either. It is normal. It's the word of God. And it's normal. Look, what you sow, you reap. Teacher, your success is not in the number of certificates that these children have acquired, but it's in the number of lives that you have transformed, that you have affected by giving them knowledge. And I think there are loopholes. There are exam bodies that you get results, print results for children that did not sit for those exams. Let's look at our system and run them properly. Nigeria is out. I have no other country. Let's block the loopholes in those exam bodies. International, national, state exam bodies. They should flush out officers caught in sending questions or leaking exam papers or doing one thing or another. JAMB has done a lot in the past. I'm not being partial, but it's what I have seen. This is one country where you are going to print exams and you print 3 sets. It's the same question, but you turn it in different ways so that it's not turning. Set A has questions 1 to 50, but the 1 to 50 in set B turns 50 down and all of that. But the children still have punctured it.
In case you're watching us from any part of the world, we're about to interact with the Director, National Orientation Agency, Lagos State. And sir, it's a pleasure. Please do us the honor of introducing yourself.
My name is Wahid Ishola. I'm the State Director, National Orientation Agency, Lagos State.
Sir, today your agency is doing a change project. And we have all stakeholders gathered today. JAMB is here, NECO is here too, and we have the local government partnering with this noble idea. How does it feel setting the standards?
It feels great because National Orientation Agency is about changing the orientation of our people. We want to take our people to the past when Nigeria was Nigeria, when we celebrate goodness in Nigeria. It is not celebrating the bad things about us. Every other country has the bad things, but we are a good people. We are now saying that our youths who are of us are now leaders of today, no longer leaders of tomorrow. They must begin to take positions. We're now saying you can only take positions if you do everything rightly, if you pass your examination rightly, because that is what will make you a future leader. So we're saying that a cheat can never make a good leader.
Sir, let's ask you this sensitive question. We know that your agency is actually championing the cause for local content.
Yeah.
But what we're looking at now is that the young people we're talking about, most of them thrive on the social media. What will be the position of your agency in this direction?
The world has gone global. You cannot divulge the globalization of the world from the social media. We in our agency, of course, uses social media as a means of getting across to the youths. And if you go onto the web now, National Orientation Agency web is about the best of all the agencies of government. As we're talking here, what we're doing here is already on our website. So that is what we do. That is the way we want to interact with people from within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. So we want to encourage the social network, social media, to get across to the people.
Yes, sir, on the final note, what will be your words for all the stakeholders that have come today to make sure that all the resources put together to make sure that this event is actually on the right path? What are your words, all the stakeholders?
To all the stakeholders, today I'm very happy. The high table was very highly heavy packed with all the stakeholders. My word for them is to now go beyond here, to take it down to their various areas, to ensure that we all do the right thing to transform Nigeria. We all know the right thing, but we all shy away from doing the right things. And that is the part we must do the right thing, transform Nigeria.
I'm Kamaldeen Olaliji, the JAMB coordinator for National Headquarters Lagos.
So today, how does it feel being part of the process for this Say No to Malpractice?
It's a job primarily, is a function of the board to conduct matriculation examination. And then the big challenge that is coming up really to examination in our society, in our context, although we may say engineer with based on corruption level is malpractice, examination malpractice. Once anything going about the basic practices in the examination is malpractice. The basic thing about the examination that we have to see is learning to learn. The philosophy is learning to learn, in the sense that you are now reducing substantially the human interface that leads to these malpractices by bringing in ICT, information communication technology, to assist to drive it and bring in real-time online. You are going to get results, you are going to get analysis, you are going to have a coverage that reduces the malpractice substantially, to the extent that when you can be so sure that your education level standard can be accurately measured. You can always say that yes, definitely what is being taught, what is being learned has been evaluated correctly.
Sir, let's look at this sensitive one. The people that we are targeting for this e-testing, the young people that will be writing this exam, most of them play on the social media. And we would like to know what is the position of JAMB to make sure that they use these tools, social media tools, in sensitizing the young Nigerian president.
As well as it's what we have said earlier, that the issue is learning to learn. So when you appreciate that philosophy of you have to learn how to use ICT first, yes, then you are now going to use ICT to learn, to be educated. So it's learning to learn. Education involves not just more than the disciplines. The attitude formation is also, that's what we are lacking. When you go to the university, you say you graduate, you are worthy in learning and character.
Wow.
So ICT will now assist us in the front that it will reduce the sentiment, I'm a Yoruba, I'm a Igbo, I'm a Hausa, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian. The machine is there. It's not looking at that. It's not doing anything. You go, you sit down there, you do your exam, and when you do your exam, you see the result yourself.
Wow.
Before leaving, you see the result that this is what I've scored. Also, for we examiners, the technical aspect of analysis, the program, the software, the hardware, that is why the aspect that is not represented here are the computer professionals. Wow. We need them too, because they have to sit down and design appropriately, write appropriate programs,
yes,
and also evolve software so that it's a gamut, e-education, e-teaching, the teacher will be convenient, e-learning, the students will be able to learn, and e-evaluation.
At the same time, I want to ask from the existing protocol. My own topic is security challenges constrain the eradication of examination malpractices in the educational system in Nigeria. The constraint challenges the eradication of examination malpractices in the educational system in Nigeria. It is true that no nation can rise about the quality of education provided for us. Examination is one of the major means of assessing and evaluating students on learning skill, knowledge, and aptitude in both general and specific area of service. It's a crucial mode of assessing of
life knowledge. Pay attention, please.
Structure of compost of knowledge. Two tests, domestic examination, professional certification. Cheating seems to be much more across the globe. Cheating in examination is evident in developed and developing countries. But the security regulation are used for checking them and not universally provided and not universally. Examination malpractice or cheating have become a global phenomenon. Engineering countries from the world today, developed and developing countries. Academic dishonesty, exotic cheating examination, and writing and taking the private examination is out. main question of the world, this phenomenon has become a serious matter of concern and has led to many conjecture the cause of this problem. The large-scale knowledge people undoubtedly brought about economic security challenges that confront Nigeria as a nation. Put differently, there's a nexus between examination malpractices and ethics practice. It has continued to grow at one level of our educational system and proving to be an incurable disease, making nonsense of the standard of education is our fault. This does therefore provide a forum for us to address the issue, and there is this urgent need for Nigerians to seek a permanent solution in education to be a catalyst for national development and Nigerian education establishment to recognize worldwide. The aim of this paper is to discuss the security challenges, constraint the education of examination malpractice, the educational system in Nigeria, the scope, definition of the term, method of examination malpractice, factor responsible for examination malpractice, impact of examination malpractice on nation security, way forward, and random information. Definition of the term. At this juncture, it's considered essential to take a look at the operating world of security, challenges, eradication, and malpractices. For the scope of security, what do we mean by security? This simply means freedom from danger of accidents. It involves all protective measures to safeguard person, properties, and materials. It's a condition where lawful activities are pursued unmolested. That's security. Challenges is something which tests the person's qualities and activities. Eradication, stop out or destroy totally. Now we talk of malpractice. Illegal action taken in one own interest by person in a position of trust. Hello? Method of examination malpractice. I think a lot have been said by many of our speakers even before they started giving the lecture. With the now, they say a lot of things, other people are calling us study. Same thing with the other paper and so on. Some people use another person's name to go and sit in the exam. They know that that very fellow is to sit on that person's name. Definitely with that, we only use the name. I want to apply it. But I think nowadays the NECO and the WAEC and the even with that, people still manipulate it. So this is one of the example dates. Honestly, when I was away, I never experienced this. Until maybe like 2 decades ago, I was hearing a lot of different funny names. And these things, if we are talking about it, the leakage must have been from the source. Because you see that the exam papers of the examination is the same thing God has given them for the exam.
Without wasting much of the time, ladies and gentlemen, time really not on our side. I want to call Mr. John Ikeja to give word of time. It's often said that much is given, much is expected. Mr. John Ikeja, can you please?
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our very dear youths, it is time for us to say goodbye. On this note, I want to, on behalf of the Director, Lagos State National Reputation Agency, Mr. WAEC, express our deep gratitude to all the various stakeholders that have made today's program a success. I want to start by thanking, first of all, the editors who observed in these premises this morning, and that is JAMB, which is ably led by Mr. Olabiji Kamaldeen. We want to thank you and the retinue of staff for being here very early and for coming here with a lot of instructive material that we have found very beneficial to all the students and other stakeholders invited for today's program. We thank you very much. May God continue to crown your efforts. I also want to thank the Commissioner of Police, Lagos State, represented by ACP Banji Lawal, who is the Commandant of the Police Training School, Lagos State. We thank you very much for being here for us and everybody. And we also want to commend you for aligning to the NOA new philosophy of do the right thing, keep to time Nigeria. Thank you very much. The police is really a very good friend. I also want to commend you for the content of representation. The real touch of Deputy Commandant Mr. Kushaki Johnson. Thank you very much for your good messages to the stakeholders. I also want to thank the Assistant Director of NECO, Mr. Ian Yerika. It's been a big pleasure having you here. We are highly honored by your presence. God bless you. To our dear youth from the different schools, here President College, Dancer, group of schools, and the rest of them. It's just I cannot recollect all your names, but it's not that you're not important or you're not significant. We thank you all for being here today. And from the messages you've gotten here, I want to hear you say that I can do it. Say after me, I can do it. I will not cheat. I will go for merit. Thank you very much. So believe in yourself. You can always do it. If you read hard, adopt or embrace the reading culture. Prepare very well for your exam. Eradication of examination malpractice in Nigeria is a collective thing. If we do the right thing, we can transform Nigeria. So let us think well, let us say well, let us act well. Nigeria will go well. Thank you very much.